Hi, guys. Happiness is not something you will ever get from an outside source. And this is paradoxical because these teachings are based on manifestation. But just for fun, for the sake of creating the things that your heart desires, but nothing will bring you joy or lasting happiness rather than the source from within. And I know it sounds really cliche because sounds like what the gurus or monks usually say, like happiness is from within, blah blah blah. But it's true in a way that it's joyful to know and to acknowledge, because that way you're freeing yourself from any perceived happiness in the future. It's kind of like, instead of being a rat on a race, or I used this analogy before, being like a rabbit that has like a carrot in front of his face and being like, now when you finally get the carrot, you'll get that like ultimate happily ever after. Maybe when I finally make billions of dollars, or when I finally have like the most ultimate epic partnership, or when I finally, I don't know, lose this amount of weight, the basic human desires and collective basanas. But it's time and time again, I just keep finding the source of joy from the moment that arises and being in complete contentment with what is, even if it's quite empty. It's like a sweet emptiness basked with love. Kind of smooth and rooted in the I amness. And this is where I mix non-duality with manifestation and empowerment. There's actually nothing going on. And it's kind of scary to think about that at first, but there's nothing going on. Like every single sensation, the wall, the floor, me speaking to you right now, the sessions I'm gonna do in a bit, the people I'm gonna meet, going to have dinner, eating, hanging out with friends, moving destinations, different countries, explorations, houses, penthouses, like hostels, like fuck, I've explored every single aspect of the experience. It's empty. It's completely empty. Having chefs, having servers, having to cook my own food, having unlimited money to go out for lunch, not having to have a schedule, having to work, like, fuck's sake, like, it's completely empty. Like, there's no beginning, there's no end. It's kind of feeling like I'm floating in this infinite vastness of space, in this like void. And inspiration and excitement arise, and that's what moves the body to actually do something, like record this, or just go for a walk, or call someone out of inspiration, or keep being of service. Like that's the only thing, the only pull that there is, just being of service. But point being, the paradox of your heart wantingness of something or someone or some higher, juicier, yummier reality, and the paradox of it's not there. Like, it is in the frequency of happiness that you embody as you follow the little excitements. Because it wasn't when I got to my destination, to never quote unquote arrive, that I was like, oh, this is the ultimate joy and happiness. No, it was just in the quest, in the journey, and every single relationship that I meet along the way, every single person that helped me in my path, every single person I help in my path, the little memories and the moments of laughter that I enjoy with people and friends, and the challenges and the hardships, and all of it created this ripple effect of happiness in that moment. And it's like a wave, and then you get what you want, but because you were happy and you stopped wanting it. So we need to know, and I know it sounds like a contradiction, but these are the realms of juicy enlightenment, the contradiction. You need to know what you want to be free of it, because it's like, this is what I want, this is where I'm going, but I'm free of it. I'm just going to follow my heart's excitement. So it's being in confidence and full faith and surrender that you're always supported, you're always going to be provided for as you keep choosing that next level. But knowing that it's never going to end, because it never even started. And wherever you are right now, if you truly want to, you can be in the complete bliss and peace as if you already acquired the object of your desire, or the subject of your desire, or the ultimate amount of money, or the ultimate amount of romance, or epic passionate experiences, or the ultimate food and fine dining, or all the luxury, or I don't know, or having kids, or anything that represents that source of like, oh, that's where I'm gonna find the juicy joy. Yeah, it just goes, and you find joy in breathing, in just like existing. Doesn't mean you neglect your desires. You follow through them. You set the intentions. It's easy. You might, whatever you want, you actually have it if you truly want it, and you believe in yourself, like, okay, I can get it because I deserve it, and worthiness, and it's part of the unconscious clearing. But once you embody that, it's easy. Everything's so easy. And then there's like a subtle boredom of like, oh, it's so easy to get what I want. Okay. But then another spark of creativity arises. And it's like, oh, okay. It's peace. That subtle boredom, it's like the black hole, the emptiness of like dissolving the personal self and just being empty. And it's like, whoa, there's no center. There's like no one inside of here. Like yesterday I was looking at myself at the mirror, and I was like, the fuck? Like I can find myself anywhere. And it's a beautiful sensation. And just become one with all of experience. It's fun. And liberating, and there's no resistance, or there's no suffering. There's just pleasure, pain, and consistent ongoingness, and new inspirations and new desires arise. But yeah, it's exciting but equally empty. And that's why we have those desires. That's why we get addicted to binge watching TV shows, or the epic, I don't know, anything that promises the best next future, right? Because it's to feel that like void of emptiness that we are that void. Like there's nothing, like without programs, without conditionings, without a sense of actual self, we are in the natural state. And it's like an ecstasy of being in that moment, in that 0 point moment. And from there, you can just reconstruct your whole life and hire and accordingly, and move people accordingly, and decide, okay, what now, right? Like, infinite possibilities, just a choice, and then you receive everything you need and you magnetize it to your experience. We gotta choose. We gotta be brave enough to choose and go to the it's really physical process too, like to get to this point. For me, like a lot of biochemistry in my body, a lot of nervous system recalibration, a lot of burning in my system. Oh fuck, that was painful, but it's worth it. Because without those conditionings, without that charge in the causal body, it's like feeling like you're a feather, like you're floating in space while you're here. And it gets kind of odd in kind of relating with people, because it's like kind of like acting in a way from love and from integrity and honesty, but there's just like this feeling of love, like of like infinite cuddles with the universe, without even having to be physical with someone. It's like I feel like I'm cuddling the whole universe, even if I'm by myself. It's kind of a way to explain it. So yeah, happiness is not in the manifestation. Happiness is not in the destination, in the epic relationship, in the more money you're gonna make, in the new business you're gonna create. And that's cool. And I want to help you do that because it's easy. It's actually easy. It wasn't easy when I had to figure out the process, but it's it's easy now. But not to get you to be happy with the result, to get you to be happy in the process, so you realize that it's about always being happy because you're in alignment with your joy. So it's not what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the things or the people or whatever, or the person. Everybody, has these epic relationships thing that's coming up. But it's in the frequency of joy that you embody every moment. And that's what I want for you, to realize the sweetness of the joy that you can feel in that emptiness full of love and bliss and peace, and knowing how to handle all the emotions that may come true as you embody more of that self. So hopefully that made sense. I love you.